Right. We are live with the man that we just saw in the music video. Oh, and look, I am technical difficulties tonight. I see it lighting up there. Are you going to say anything? Don't watch the screen. We got a lag tonight. You're live.
Oh, am I live right now?
Yeah.
Well, hello, how are you, man? I swear to you, I wasn't looking at myself on the screen. I don't do that. I don't have that big. Okay, I have a big ego. What can I say? You know what, Bob? I got to tell you, man. It's been too long. Absolutely.
I'm trying to get this.
We need to mesh together more, bro.
I told you, if I can get some money together, I'd come hang out in California with you and do the Wolf Manor or something.
Come on. Gold ticket.
Yeah, do not watch the chat room because I don't know, for some reason there's a lag tonight, and I was watching it before and I thought I messed up and I didn't realize it was a few seconds behind. I was like, oh crap.
Well, these lags are. I mean, we had a show. It had such a lag on it. We actually had to air it a day later. It had a 24-hour lag on it. So, I'm censored. If anybody doesn't know, I'm censored tonight because I'm on Bob's show, and I can't just say words like or. So, if you hear weird noises, because Bob censored my language.
You're freaking me out. I thought I was having tech difficulty here.
Yeah, because these are really intense technical. Hey, Bob, like I said, bro, we need to hang, man. We need to get together. I see Tom's here and some other people. We've done some really great things in the paranormal. And I like what you said about remaining teachable. I had a college professor that told me, I said, man, you know everything. He goes, oh, God, don't put that on me. Because if you remain teachable, then you're useful. If you think you know everything, God forbid you're not one of those people that are on this other network that claims to be not know everything but does, whatever. You aren't teachable, then you're not usable. You've got to be able to remain open to suggestion and the ask-saving kit, the asking questions. I mean, you never know what kind of answer you might get, and it might be the one that helps you find whatever it is on the other side. That's all I got to say about it.
That's why I say I don't think there's any stupid question. I think it's stupid when you don't ask a question. How do you ever learn anything, you know?
Right.
So how's everything been going on you know how you said you don't have a big ego? I can't say you do have a big head. It's like
I do. I have a rather large head. I can't watch the show because everything will fall. Jesus isn't here with me right now. As you can see by the way I'm dressed or the way I look, I'm working on a new project now that has me running around in the woods, so to speak. So I have this, I don't know, this hairy look.
This woodsman look.
Thank you.
There you go.
I call it my morning wood look.
Your Grizzly Adam.
I locked the studio door, and they're actually unlocking the fucking door and walking in here right now. We've got to get in there. That's Rosa. She's saying, I locked the studio door so Rosa wouldn't come in here. Now go on now.
I do have to admit, Rosa, when you did the, oh God, what is it? You did the spoof with,
yeah.
What the hell was it?
The Paranormal State spoof, Paranormal Stato. It's, yeah, go ahead and lock that. Doesn't matter now, you're already in.
They're already in.
You're already in.
I can't even, oh, Saw movies, duh.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, she did a really good job on that.
That was really good. I like that one. I should have loaded that one up too to show people if they haven't seen it, but that was a really good one. I don't know how she kept a straight face during it.
You know, she did my ghost story. I don't know if I should send you that clip sometime. And it was probably the best my ghost story ever. And all in one take, 6 minutes long. I cannot believe how talented she is. But it was a really good my ghost story. And yeah, I should have sent that over. It has some harsh language.
You know what? Is that the one where you see the shadow of something behind her?
The dick shaking ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
See, I don't have all the little warnings before my show like yours that say, if you're not over 18, don't effing watch the show.
Yeah. Do we still have? Yeah. See, I don't even know. I have this beautiful, wonderful group of guys. I've got Jesus Martinez, George Martinez. I've got Doc Stevens, and I've got not Doc Stevens. He was on the Tonight Show. Doc Shields. And though it would be weird to bring Doc Stevens on. But no, I have these other two guys too, number 1 and number 3, because who wants to be number 2, right? These people, I've surrounded myself with these people, and they're amazing. They put this show on, and I don't even know what's happening. They could put anything on there, like Hate Scott Gruenwald, which isn't hard to do if you watch some videos these days. But Hate Scott Gruenwald, and I wouldn't even know. All I know is they say, sit there. Hey, you know what? Go ahead and leave that door unlocked, because unlocked is a whole lot funnier than locked. Yeah. No, don't be sorry. Come here. Come here, Rosa. Come here.
She can peek her head in, say hi to the crowd.
There you are.
Yeah, look at her.
Hi, everybody.
Did you see our ultraviolet, our full spectrum camera? Does look,
Oh, no.
makes it look
He's
purple.
singeing the back of my hair.
Give me a
Oh,
kiss.
let's kiss each other. All right, bye. Love. You could be on the next one, Bob says.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, great.
Then off camera, she'll ask you, who the hell's Bob?
No, we know. We're big B.O.B. fans.
Is it, you spell it forward or backwards?
Either way, upside down. Try it. Try to invert your Skype.
Now, like I was saying, before you got on, you were mentioning all the people that help you. That's why I joke around. I'm a one-man army here, and you got so many people helping you there. I think it's just awesome, and a lot of it's family, right?
Yes, we all have lung cancer. No, excuse me. We all, yeah, most of it's family, but they're all like family. Now, the crazy thing about it is your show's like way better, and you only have one guy. So it's like, step it up, Martinez Brothers. He's got one guy. You hear that? One guy running this badass thing. Come on now.
I'm a one-man army. And
One-man army.
Thank you, Paranormal Princess. She likes my T-shirt. Newsflash, I don't care.
Hey, what? That wasn't very. Oh, that's what your shirt says. I was like, wow, really? What is?
It's like,
Why would you say that? Hey, is it warm where you're at?
Yeah, it was up in the mid-70s today, which was cool. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and I like when it starts cooling off here in Florida. I don't like it when it's freaking 88 degrees still and sweating here like crazy. But it's been pretty cool lately.
You should take your shirt off.
Yeah, no, we're not talking. No, it's actually very cool tonight. It's in the 50s. I only did that last time because of Paranormal Kicks Cancer.
Great outfit. I actually went to Texas and got to hang out with the PKC people, and it was it's an amazing thing. I mean, people really come together and they show their support for stuff. And the paranormal community, oh my gosh, we may not say there's paranormal unity, but you put a bunch of paranormal investigators in a room and tell them, hey, we got a sick kid here. All of a sudden,
Yep.
things happen.
Yeah, wait till next year. I've been talking with Tom Anthony, and hold on, let me see. What that say?
Now check this out. I was in Volcano, California. There's probably 19 people live in the town. Yet I was able to buy a Dancing in the Street album from Shalimar in the store there. And it's great vinyl. It's amazing. I got it from my friend Matthew. For my friend Matthew. Yeah, it's like they have all this old stuff. You can buy like hoof cleaner and old cowboy stuff. And then, of course, Shalimar's Dancing in the Streets right there in the country store.
That's kind of funny. I know by my house here, there's only one place that still carries vinyl. You can get some of the old records and that. Not too many places carry them anymore.
Not too many people have
Record-
phonographs.
Record player.
A record player.
My little kids don't even know what a record player is, for crying out loud.
They're like, what? Record player?
They didn't know what a payphone is. They saw a payphone the other day. I was like, holy crap, a payphone? And they were like,
Superman.
yeah, they're like, Dad, what is that? I'm like, you put a quarter in it and you can make a phone call. And they're like, what?
Yeah, my kid pumped like $10 in it. Going, well, when do I get to the next level? Yeah, it's like, son,
It's not a game.
it's a payphone, and he's 15. So
Yeah, I just think it's funny how much has changed in over just like the last 10 years.
oh my gosh, I mean, the last 10 years. 10 years ago, I was using. Well, I had a Nokia phone or something. Let's go back 15. I carried around a cell phone that was like huge. It was the size of my Dancing in the Street album.
It was one of those,
Giant.
looked like one of those military walkie-talkies.
I felt like I was like in the military. I was like walking around going, no, actually back then I thought, look at me. How cool am I dragging this thing around that weighs like 7.6 pounds? Really? 7.6 pounds? That's a gallon of milk.
Hey, were you wearing your Don Johnson outfit?
Oh my God, I was going to say that. You're less a DJ, more of a prophet, mister. I had a Don Johnson, it was the pants cuffed almost to the knees, big white jacket, nose full of cocaine, big ass phone. I was having the time of my life back then. Actually, that was about 20 years ago, but
Yeah,
either way.
that was more 20 years ago. But did you have a sidekick, Tubbs?
I did, but I called her that because of her breast size, not because of, that was her name. Or was it Jugs?
Yeah, I think
Jugs or Tubbs.
I think it was instead of Tubbs, it was Jugs.
Well, I used to work at a male dance review, and so I wasn't a male dancer, I was an MC. I know, don't get excited. But all the dancers were gay, so I was like, I get at the pick of the litter, and mostly that's what you would call the women that went. So, but I met this girl, Jugs, and we hit it off, and she had all these really large-breasted friends, and I never touched really any of them. Not really, too much, a little bit on them maybe, but not in them, kind of thing. So I had this like army of boobs. It was great. It was great to be me back then. Then I went to prison, and that was different.
Yeah, I've heard these rumors about you on Facebook.
Yeah.
All these things you've done. You've murdered people, done drugs, did jail time.
Yes, I am a predator for married women. I am a homosexual that ran off with a man. I'm a lot of things. I guess when you get to a point where if you were to judge people by popularity, and it goes like, let's say A people that are on TV every week, and then B people are like guest people, and then C people have been on it like once, and D. I'm like how down here at ML, down here, I've just been like a nuisance on TV.
You're like in the Z section with me.
I'm double Z. We're talking. You can't even think about catching a fly ball. I'm like way down there, and yet people try to poke at me with sticks, like to try to upset me or whatever. And you know what, Bob? I got one thing in life. It's so much easier to love than it is to hate.
Yep.
I mean, it's so much easier to love people than it is to hate people. No, my children hate. I can't help it. That's the way they are. Anybody that attacks their father, me, I don't. I say my name. Say my name, bitch. I mean, say it. I mean, I don't care. I really don't. So.
You know what? The thing that people don't realize, they might be saying stuff about you bad on Facebook and that, but technically, it's just like when movies come out and people start protesting movies. Guess what? That movie does bigger and better than it was supposed to.
Absolutely.
And guess what? The STU and you are just going to rise higher because these people are promoting you. Even if it's bad press, it don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. And I am no angel. God forbid put me on a pedestal.
Really?
I am not. I have had my times of being bad. Okay, really bad. But everybody's got their demons, and everybody does things wrong in life and stuff. So I'm thinking, if you want to attack me, go ahead, give it to me. All right, give it. Because there was a video made recently, and I don't watch the videos because I really like the people in them, and it's like I don't drink alcohol or drugs or do any of that, and I've been sober for almost 14 years now. And so I won't go to parties where my friends are at because I don't want to see them drunk because I don't like people that are drunk, and that's my own thing. I just don't. I don't want to see them act stupid or mean, so I just don't watch the videos. Yet some of them are very incredible. I've heard there's a gentleman named Wayne Poe. He's like the best paranormal animator out there. I mean, incredible. Dude, he has done so much for this dude, and he's got a bee in his bonnet right now. He really doesn't really care for me, and that's okay, It's like whatever, right? But he does some incredible video. He's got a Night Stalkers. It's a DVD. If you guys do not have it, get it. It's a really good video. But when you attack me using your great talent, it's like I really want to watch it, but I won't. I can't do that. So I'll let my kids get them.
I have to admit, I did watch the video. It was very good animated. It almost looked like the style he did it in. It looked like Grand Theft Auto type.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to admit, it did look badass. That's why I'm saying it was really good. Even though he was trying to bash you, it really promoted the stew in that. And it's just like, if people want to see it, they're like, okay, I guess if they don't know who you are, they're like, well, who the frick's this guy? I gotta go check this guy out. What he's doing that they're making videos badass like this.
He's and I think if you hit him up, Bob, he'd probably do one for you. He's really if you want one, that's because he's done some stuff. We give a thing away called the Stewie Award, and people think it's kind of a joke and it's kind of funny, but no, it really means a lot to us, and it's from the heart. We sit around all year long, and we have this thing called the Stewies, and it's not really a prestigious award or anything great. It's a light bulb stuck in a piece of wood.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen the Stewie.
Yeah.
So it's an okay award, but what it comes from is the ideas that people do. That's where the light bulb thing comes from. They've given us these crazy, wonderful, beautiful ideas. And people in life, they tend not to stick together a lot, or sometimes they'll separate. And you may not see your high school friends until they get on Facebook or whatever. People just move apart from each other. But I hope that these people that got these Stewies that don't care for me or my family anymore still have this. I can see them throwing them away, and that's fine. If you want to throw it away. It doesn't matter. What it meant is it's how much you mean to us by giving it to you. So we pick 20 people and we give these away at an awards banquet, and we make it kind of fun and lighthearted. So there's a lot of people out there who've got these Stewie Awards, and frankly, it's just because we loved you so much. No, I past tense that we love you so much. My family doesn't, but I do.
I'll if you get me a Stewie Award, I'll show it on my show.
I will. It's in the mail, bro.
Is it my Christmas present?
Yes. It'll be under the
Awesome.
tree or Hanukkah. Well, you're a Jew, right?
No, not you.
Oh, I thought you were. I'm sorry.
What are you trying to say? My nose is big? What the hell?
I didn't say anything about the nose.
Oh, that's kind of bad for me to say too, though.
Well, look how big mine is on your show.
Oh, you got a very large head. It's like.
Yeah, I'm like Oz. So.
He's trying to eat my head. It's like, oh, I couldn't. Actually, you could do it better. I squishy your head.
Yeah, remember?
I squishy. Kids,
Squish my head.
what was that? New
Squish
kid?
my head.
No, Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall.
That was a freaking awesome program back in the day.
Was.
And what? That's what I was saying earlier about your stew. That you guys, last year I had you on and we talked about. Oh, thank you.
You got a little something on your back.
Oh, you knocked my head off. Ease up there, big guy.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, that's a thing I talked about last year with you about your program, that I thought you had little think tanks before the show. Are you hiding behind me now?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my face. I'm actually watching the show now.
Yeah, I know. I see you moving around. You're trying to. I'm watching it too, and I try and move so you can stay in view, so everyone can see your very large head.
Wait. Let's see. My microphone is on this side, so move this way. There we go.
There you go. You'd move to your right.
There. How's that?
That's perfect. Oh, are you blowing in my ear now? Oh, wrong one. Sorry. It's like one of those things you try to do.
Yeah, the itches, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
a little kiss for you. Okay. So.
But I don't think people really know. I don't know if people know, if they've talked with you, that you don't really sit around thinking he's up during the week. You just kind of run with it once you start the show. Kind of like Saturday Night Live. You just kind of run with it.
Well, let me do my cough button here. Okay. Isn't that great? A cough button. It's called a mute button now, but years ago it was a cough button. What was it? Oh yeah, we used to try to produce something, and where we everybody get these places. We'll shoot it from this angle. We'll have you guys be these people, and then you guys be these people, and think like Jason Hawes, or you're the dog on the show, and all these things. And it would just destroy because we're trying to think too hard. So what we do is we would just say, let's just do whatever we want. And in turn, sometimes it's funny, and sometimes it's not. And sometimes people get angry. And and you know what? That's what we say. Don't watch this do. It's really not what do they call it? Reverse psychology. It's really, we're serious. Don't watch it. I mean, it's not a very good show. And we have 19 people in the chat room every week. Maybe 15 or something like that. And then some other people watch. They're closet watchers from LA that watch too. But the fact is that we're there as a family doing our family stuff. And when the G's come online, which is 24-hour cameras in our house, when that comes online, there will be a little chat room, but we don't really interact with the chat room as much as we probably should. You do. You watch the chat room and you go, oh, hi, Tammy. Hey, Laura. How's it going there? Hey, Princess. Thank you very much. That kind of stuff. Where we have one guy, he's in charge of it, and he sucks. So he's like, he's not the best. He'll every once in a while go, we had a question, An hour ago? Yeah, okay. So
I know I've asked questions and they ignore me. They ignore me.
yeah, they don't. They don't. You
Speaking
know,
of, you just got a
yeah.
thing in. Well, actually, there's a few. I saw it a minute ago. Paranormal Princess said she loved your picture with the red stocking on your head.
Oh, yeah. See, what happened was there was a show called Paranormal Challenge. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Okay.
Before we talk about it,
Yeah.
I don't know if people know Scott was on Paranormal Challenge. Your team was called Team Verified,
Correct.
and you had Matt, or Matthew, and oh my God, I have
David Dotsett from
yes,
Santa
I
Ana.
had him on as a guest. I'm having brain farts today. There was three of you on there, and I have to admit, when you had told me about it earlier that you were going to be on, and when I kind of geared myself up, I was like, what is Scott going to be doing? Because I really wasn't sure how much investigating you do, because watching your stew, it's more just fun and games and goofing around. So I was wondering, man, is this going to be really off the wall? Now, see, I think it was more, I mean, it was cool that you were on Paranormal Challenge, but I think it was awesome that you made Talk Soup.
You know, Zach, me and Zach don't talk much on the phone. He's not a phone talker. He's a texter.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes before it aired, we're getting ready to do the stew, and he said, "Hey, bro, turn on. You're on Talk Soup tonight." No, we're on Talk Soup tonight. I go, okay, well, let's watch it. Let's watch it together. I had no idea because the guy Talk Soup usually he like bags on you or whatever, and I'm like, well, what to expect? And really, he didn't. He's like, it was okay.
Yeah.
But that's when all my relatives called me up and they go, "Oh my God, you were on TV."
Yeah, not on the Paranormal Challenge show, but everyone watches Talk Soup.
Everybody watches that show.
I know. I have to admit, I click in, if it's on, I'll be like, oh, let's see what he's talking about. I love when he rags on people. And honestly, guy kind of gave you guys a compliment. Like, you brought the funny when you're supposed to be in a high tense situation,
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. That's why I had to play that clip, because just when you said it and he laughed at you, and you're like, what? Come on, that was classic.
Yeah. Well, Matthew is the best straight man you could ever get. And
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm a good comedian, but the man is so quick, and he's so good at what he does. And David Dossett is so visual that we had a recipe for an amazing show. When I first talked to the casting people, and they said, hey, would you bring on the show? We'd like to be on the show. I said, yes. And I said, well, I have a stuttering scientist and a transvestite. And he said, well, okay, whatever. So I called the transvestite. He couldn't make it, and the stuttering scientist had to work. And I'm like, oh my God, no wait, I got Matthew. So and then we're thinking, well, we need a third guy. So and David and I have never really worked together before. And I hit him up. I go, dude, you want to be on? Yes. Oh, because David's on a lot of TV, and so yes, I will. And frankly, we've been hit up for so many things since that. It was it's just gotten huge.
I have to tell you, I thought you guys did really good on there. I was wondering too, because I know you haven't worked with David, because I know that kind of boggled my mind that he's part of the West Coast Taps team, and he's on Ghost Adventures Paranormal Challenge.
Right.
I'm like, I wonder how good that went over with Sci-Fi and them. you know?
The thing about it is him being on the West Coast Taps team, he is a very good, sensitive as well as paranormal investigator. I'm sure he probably checked it out with Britt or whoever, because Britt's in charge of the West Coast team, and Britt gave him the go ahead. He's been on lots of stuff: 1,000 Ways to Die, Sons of Anarchy, of course, we know that,
Yep.
and lots of other things. He did Operation Repo, and this new season of Sons of Anarchy, I know he's coming back as a bigger part. It was, and plus him being so really versed in the equipment, I couldn't have asked for a better tech on that show.
Yeah, I thought he did really awesome. And you hooked me up with him to be a guest on the show here earlier in the season, and he was very cool, very down to earth to talk to. For a guy that's been on like a million programs,
Right.
and I mean, if you ever go to his Facebook and look at the pictures of the people he's met, it's like crazy. And just talking to him when he was on the show, he didn't seem like all big head, like, oh well, I know all these people. He was just very down to earth and very cool. So I thought you guys look like you have worked together for a while on that show. Like you just weren't.
It was our first time ever
I know.
investigating together.
And I thought it was awesome. And the cool thing is, you were saying about Matthew being pretty quick. He was pretty quick running down that hallway.
You know how that went? Okay, there's so many things that we don't that they don't show on the
Yeah.
show. Matthew was doing an experiment where he was going to run down the hallway and be kind of mimic or what do they call that? Paranormal stimulus. Maybe a patient being chased by people. Well, about halfway down, he got scared shitless. I mean, something. I mean, he's all alone in that place upstairs. Yeah. It's scary. So yeah, here's the thing you don't know is that thing on his chest. They said that is probably one of the most expensive pieces of equipment. Do not let anything happen to that. He broke it. He slammed it in the door and broke the end of that camera off. And so, yeah.
Is that
they didn't say anything, but I know they weren't happy about it.
Yeah, he was trucking along, and I just thought it was funny. I was like, you're thinking in your head, like, run, dude, run.
Yeah. He could be the next Brian Hornwall.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants that title, but...
I don't know. I used to watch Taps for Brian. I mean, that's when my wife and I, the first time I ever got into the paranormal is because my wife would watch TV and stuff and the older shows and everything, and then she got me to watch this show called Taps, and I have a commercial. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk all the way through this Clinique commercial, so I don't have to have you ask me a question and hear you. But I started watching this show, and I fell in love with this tall, skinny kid called Brian Hornwall because he brought a flavor to the show that wasn't like the other guys. And the same reason I fell in love with Brick Griffith is because he's a blue-collar guy that is like, wow, I guess he's more like you, Bob, or me, or the regular ghost hunters are out there. They're not... the other guys have been on TV a lot, you know, and they're just like TV personalities. Britt and Brian were like, they're like, well, you could see him at AA meeting.
Yeah, I have to admit, when Brian was on there, I liked it because there was more drama. It seemed like, what was Brian going to get yelled at for something he broke or lost or...
Right.
You know?
And, yeah.
It didn't seem I don't ever say anything bad about other shows, but the one thing I did notice, it didn't seem like it was as scripted as it is nowadays. It seemed more natural.
It's different now, and again, if you look at it as a paranormal investigator, any of these shows, we'll talk about Ghost Adventures included, and all of them. Of course, Paranormal Witness is different than these shows, but the other shows that do investigation, all the way up into Fact or Fake, these shows, Destination Truth, where they do paranormal stuff on there. If you look at it as a paranormal investigator, you're probably going to go, yeah, not one of my favorite shows. But if you look at it, the demographic of, you know, you look at it as entertainment,
yeah,
you're going to go, this is freaking awesome. I mean, Extreme Paranormal, 3 episodes. I laughed. I had so much fun watching Jason Gowan and those guys and Nathan and them on that show. It's like, bring it back, because I'm having the time of my life watching these guys. The demographic of these ghost hunting shows is women between 40 and 50 and some younger people too. It's huge. No matter what we say as a small percentage of the viewing audience as paranormal investigators, these shows are going to live on and people are going to like them, you know. They get emails from, well, obviously they're fake because you can't get everything on every show, and obviously this and that and the other. You know what happens to those emails if you're out there and you're doing that? They throw them away. They don't care. They really don't care.
That's what I always tell when people always ask me what my opinion are of Ghost Adventures, Taps, Paranormal State, and all that. I never have anything negative to say because, like we talked earlier, why say something negative? All I tell people, like if I'm at a residential house and the first thing they tell me, I watch all the paranormal programs. I watch all this. What do you think of them? I just tell them, you know what? Like you said, I go, honestly, I just think of them as entertainment. They're not really, a lot of the stuff they do on there, like some of the equipment they use is what we use. But there's so many different techniques people use out there. What you see on TV isn't written in stone what they have to do, the way to investigate.
Right. I'm totally listening to you.
Just lifted up your shirt.
Oh, light myself on fire? Is that what you said?
No, I heard you say, you told someone in there you were going to light yourself on fire.
All right, hold on, okay? Only on your show will I light myself on fire. I have to take my headset off to do this because it's dangerous.
All right, try not to hurt yourself too bad.
I won. Hold on a sec.
Should I get a drum roll? What the frick are you doing? Ta-da!
Thank you.
Stay tuned
you.
for the naked stew.
This is the stinky. Now, Jesus is in the chat room. He has smelt this demon many times. Now, if you know somebody that's going around yelling demon in haunted locations, light your chest hair on fire and they'll run. Somebody like, oh my God, is that a freaking cat on fire or is that a on fire?
Thank you for the censorship.
Penis. Oh yeah, okay.
Oh crap. The duck didn't catch that one.
Well, the penis always gets through.
That is true. That's how women get pregnant.
That's how women get pregnant. The penis gets through.
We're doing now a sex education class.
Right. The penis don't care. The penis is like a honey badger. Penis don't give a shit.
I saw that honey. Didn't he put a video up, the honey badger video or something?
Awesome.
I have to admit, some of the stuff you put out there is pretty messed up.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to make sure. Hey, now, remember, everyone in the chat room, if you have any questions,
Oh, here we go.
I don't think any subject is off limits here. I don't think.
Ask me about orbs, John Zaffis, anything. I love it all.
Yeah, orbs. I got so many pictures of orbs when I was at the Pensacola Paracon. Oh, you know what? I have to tell you, I know the guy's not in the chat room. We were at the Pensacola Paracon, and I'm sitting there. I'm going to eat my sub for lunch now because we didn't leave the table. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this guy, can I talk to you? And I'm like, okay. And he goes, I had a dream. And I'm like, yeah. And I was in a dark place with a team, Pensacola Paranormal team. Have you met them here? I'm like, no. If you see them, can you direct them my way? I'm like, why? He goes, in my dream, I was going down a spiral staircase into darkness. And then God started talking to me, telling me to look for them. And I was like, really? And you know what the guy looked like? He looked like the freaking guy from Poltergeist 2, the old man.
No way.
God is great.
God is good.
Yeah, I was like, that's the first thing I thought of. And I was like, this is freaky. It gets weirder. After he leaves, he goes and preaches to my friend Rich that was there helping me as you zoom in.
Sorry.
But later on in the evening, these people are at my table looking at my stuff, and they start talking with me. And I told them about how I share evidence on my show, and they go, oh, here's our card. Freaking, they're Pensacola Paranormal team. I was like, no freaking way. I told them to stay away from the guy. The old man wanted to take him down the spiral staircase.
I have a lot of those old men. They're in the shape of a lot of paranormal investigators in the California area.
Are they like the guy on the Family Guy?
Yeah. The Family Guy should have a paranormal investigation group. He should. I don't know. Lots of things coming up for me, man. We have lots of cool things. The stew, of course, is going to keep ruining your Fridays. But we're thinking about a Monday thing. We don't know yet. We might actually move the stew because Fridays, more people watch. So we're thinking we'll pick up a better night where we could get less views. There's a network out there, and God bless this network. It's called PQRN. Now, the reason for this, they don't watch our show, and they don't tell us we're doing something wrong. Last year, we were kicked off 5 networks.
Yeah.
Okay? 5 people brought me on their network. No, not me, the family here.
Yeah.
And then within months, they please disperse. Stop doing what you're doing. Okay, really? But PQRN, they're not a big network. They're small. They have a few shows, and they have some really good shows on there. I think Joe Mendoza has a show on there, and there's some other people good people that have shows on there that are good shows. A lot of spiritual shows and stuff. And then they have this thing called the Stew, and it has to have its own button because you really don't want it on your main page. I know I would.
Just pop up.
No, you don't want to pop up. Especially what we do on this show. Now we have really changed a lot since we first started. At first we had a lot of people like guests, like Joe Mendoza would come, and we'd have other people, Rex Williams. We had a lot of people coming to do the show. We had a person come to the show that became a real bad stalker, I guess I can say, And so we had to stop bringing people to the show. Now this person, we of course, Joe and Rebecca, they're fine people, but and Catherine Wilson and all those folks. But this person we didn't really know very much, and it turned into this obsessive nightmare kind of thing. It was horrible. We would look out our windows when our cars drove by. I mean, come on, because we do this here at my house.
Yeah.
My $1 million garage studio.
That's right. I got my $1 million studio here too.
Yeah, it looks good.
Of course, because you're on behind me.
Yeah, I like that.
You're prettying up my set.
Thank you. Hey.
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 We were so off subject tonight, but hey.
I know.
You know
Paranormal what?
Hey, you know what? I have a question. I saw, I didn't see no banner for it, but I saw you talking about it. Are you doing some, skin or something, or?
SkinCon.
Yes.
It's the first all-nude paranormal convention in Santa Cruz coming up, and it'll be this spring. And of course, it's real. So
It's California, man.
yeah, and we've got speakers, we've got vendors, we've got a lot of things set up, and it's going to cap it up. We're only going to do like 500 people this time because STUCon was like way out of control. So we're going to cap it at 500 people, and we've got the licenses, we've got everything done, and it's a full nude. You don't have to be nude though. I mean, you could just come and buy a ticket and look at naked people. But the investigation is definitely all nude. A lot of people probably won't really walk around nude during the day, but the investigation at this place has never been investigated before in the Santa Cruz area. It's going to be all nude investigation, and I probably won't go on it. I don't know. I probably should, but I'm not going to. But it should be great. And I know there'll be a lot of pictures on Facebook and a lot of video evidence. Because people are totally going to be looking at ghosts with their cameras.
Yeah, the night vision.
Yeah, they won't be looking at the 37 hired strippers that we brought in.
I see something over in the bush there.
Yeah, is that a bush? Is it really? Orbs? Really?
It looks like two orbs hanging low.
We actually have our banner is nude investigation come and hang.
You know, I've talked on the program here about how come you've never heard anyone say, how come we've never caught a streaking ghost? They're always in Victorian clothes. How come there's got to be a naked ghost somewhere running around?
Well, okay, we do a lot of stuff in asylums. It's mostly, when we do a live show, we go to places that are Linda Vista Hospital, Wolf Manor, places where people have suffered. We bring a comedy element to it, whether people don't like it or not, or even think it's funny, we bring a comedy element to it. And we talked about that one night. We were at this one place, but the place we were at, a lot of people were naked there. So the things that it's so weird, mass hysteria and what do they call it when a tour guide does that, plants a seed or something that, don't throw up in this next room because you will, and people do because they're told to, right? A power suggestion, I guess it was. So a lot of people were saying, I got this naked woman, I've got this naked man. So I think if I was a ghost and I could appear, I would probably be wearing something, and it's the only thing I have in my mind, because if we can manipulate ourselves and energy and come out and look any way we want, I would probably look like a 19-year-old version of myself with a skinny tie and one of those guitars that are like a piano that they used on, Duran Duran. That's what I would look like with my mullet.
I know. I think if I was a ghost, I'm kind of a smartass. I'd probably moon somebody.
And you know what? And they put it on somebody's show and somebody go, that's fake.
Yeah, I know. They'd be like,
way. I smelled his taint. It's real.
I smelled it before I got the picture, I promise.
Yeah. It was like, and then it followed me home.
That's kind of like on my when I do You the Viewer shows where people send me evidence. Yeah. I had a guest send me evidence. It was marked ghost sex, and I'm like, ghost sex? I go, let me listen to this. And sure enough, it sounded like someone having sex, and the person said they were in a jail with two other people, and they said they didn't hear nothing at the time this happened, and it sounds like someone having sex in the background, and I'm like. And I know the person. I don't want to name her on here because I don't know if she'd want me to name her, but I know her, and she wouldn't fake it.
Yeah.
She wouldn't fake the evidence.
No, I know her, and she wouldn't. And she'll say something any minute now in the chat room.
No, she's not here tonight. She couldn't be because of...
oh, it's not Tammy?
No, it's Michelle.
Oh, Michelle Vance?
Yes.
Because that's one person that would definitely get naked people having sex on tape.
So she said that over, and I was like, really? But like you said about if someone did catch my bare butt, if I was a spirit, people would say it's fake. Listening to that, even though I know who she is, I was like, really? I can't believe it sounds too real.
Yeah, they're boning.
And it's like, it can't be real. But, when you know the person, it's like, they wouldn't tamper evidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always joke around about that. How come, like, residuals? How come when you're at a residential, say there's a residual going on, how come we don't get a residual of someone coming out of the shower? They had a shower at some point.
Right.
So that's my goal in life, to get a naked ghost on camera.
There's a few people, and one of them's in the room right now. It's like I can't say their name. That use clothing or lack of to gather evidence, and we did a full nude investigation, not with this person in the room, but this person, if you're listening, you know who I'm talking about, will use her body to entice, not provoke. My body would be provoking. Hers is enticing. Penis provoking is a serious issue. We will need to talk about that someday.
Unless you're in a jail.
Yeah. Let's hang. But this person uses her body to entice, and it's working. She doesn't, it's not like she goes in rooms and with a bunch of guys and does it. It's not like that. She's isolated. She's put into a room as bait, if you will. She removes her clothes and does what she has to do and gathers evidence that's incredible. I mean, it's like the ghost is like, yeah, right on. And you don't even have to be. This girl is beautiful, but okay, I said it's a girl, whatever. But I know people that aren't beautiful that do the same thing. I think people should take more time having sex in haunted locations, preferably not homes. Can you imagine going to somebody's house? Well, and it's like,
Can you close the door for a minute?
No, they say, well, we've got a person in the hallway, we got this. Okay, well, our team's going to start getting ready, and they all take off their clothes in front of the homeowner. That would be awesome. That's going on the stew. I think it is. Yeah.
There you go.
But we've done these nude. We did a nude one at the Wolf Manor. So there's something to be said about the human body. Barry Fitzgerald and a lot of people say your best piece of equipment is your body. The goosebumps, the way we feel, the way we react when we go into a haunted location. So better way to do it than have your ding-ding hanging out. And I use that term loosely.
Yeah, I don't know if I could, I wouldn't mind reviewing the evidence later.
Yes, I would revert over and over and over and over and over and over again for you out there. If you have any, please send it to Bob Sentner.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I was on the right side. Boop, boop.
Oh.
I wish I could get it down. I was going to poke you in the eye.
Yeah, you know what? That's why I have this microphone right here. That's how I judge how far I can go, like, into your head over here, and then how back over this way.
You are very large behind me there. But
I'm large.
the way I had the screen when we were talking earlier, setting up, it didn't look, I really couldn't see you enough, so I thought, you know what? I'll just make him large, like, you look like Shrek behind me, big head.
Thank you. He's a wonderful man.
That makes me the donkey. Yeehaw.
Yeah, good team.
That's right.
There's a team for you. Not afraid to tell how they feel.
So, you were talking about events coming up. You were in the process of STUCon 3?
StuCon 3, it will be at, it may be at Linda Vista Hospital, La Prisma. There's a lot of places that we've been actually asked to do. We had a lot of issues happen at StuCon 2 because of the size of the event, and security had to be. They're filming a movie at the same time with the guy that played Hercules. I don't remember his name, but he's badass.
I know who you're talking about.
Kevin Sorbo?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was fun hanging out with him. He's a great guy. But the security had to be over 100%. And I would always hire these guys to do that. Well, some people didn't follow the rules, and they got upset, and they got ejected from StuCon. And it wasn't like, we wanted to do it, but they had so many issues going on. When they're ejecting this one person, 4 other things were happening at the same time. So at night, when we counted out how many people had gone there, it was over 500 and 200 at the door that we had to let go. it was a whole lot different than StuCon 1. StuCon 1, there was, I think, maxed out at about 80 people or 90 people at the Barn Theater in Porterville. The next one, we may do it in Vegas. And if we do it in Vegas, there will be police there, and it will be a whole lot different type of thing. So it just, we didn't think it would get as big as it did. And I mean, you offer Linda Vista Hospital for $2 or $3, people are going to show up.
Yeah, really, for that price, it's like, I mean, I was talking about it was only $59 to do this event here in Florida. I think that's cheap compared to some of the events out there. You know,
we could have done it for free, but $2 is way more funnier. So, I mean, it is funny.
It is very funny.
It is. It's fun. It's really a $2 event, and you get to see the speakers that were there. I mean, we had Joe and Rebecca. We had Boldy Go. We had all these other people that were there. Wayne Poe had Wayne Poe's Theater. We had all these things going on at StuCon that were incredible. Next year, there's going to be some big television. We actually got, it takes about $18,000 or $19,000 to throw on a StuCon. And so that money is donated and given to us by secret people that are, we've mentioned them on the show. I'll just say that. People give us money to do this because even if they can't make it, which they really try to make it, they can't. They want it to be, because they love the stew. And we get a lot of famous people. At first they were like, we don't like the stew. We don't like what they're doing, But bringing us, lampooning, as Jeff Blanchard says it, or just bringing a lighter side to the paranormal, there's room for it. There's a market for it. So we took this show that we were going to just do one time, only once, We're going to do one show, and it explodes into this Parahor Nation, which is behind me, if you didn't see. I'm going to move my camera because you're going to have to readjust everything now. But, yeah, Parahor Nation, is it backwards? I don't know. But
no, you got to read it.
Yeah.
I was ducking out of the way for you.
I see that. Well done. But there's I want to be a stew slut.
Yeah. Oh my God! I just read this. That's our male side of us. Sorry. That's the first thing I saw. I was like, I want to be a male. I want to be a stew slut. I was like, what?
There are stew sluts, and they wore the shirts. They came there and they did the stew show. We actually kicked the very first day of StuCon. We ejected three people for filming a porno on the grounds. While we're doing the show, I'm sitting in Francis's office, who owns, or he's the manager or the guy at Linda Vista, and they said, okay, we got a number 14. I'm like, what? And then all these guys go running in, and one turns around and goes, you want to see a naked woman? I go, of course not, but I'll come with you, just in case you need help.
Back up.
So we went over there, and sure enough, people are having sex at StuCon in one of the rooms of the mental hospital. Who does that? I mean, it's awesome. It's great.
If you only had a recorder in there, see if you got any EVPs.
Well, you sure? The guy goes, well, I thought it was okay. He told me, I thought it was okay.
Well, I'll just mark it up as it's California, man.
Yeah, it's California. Sure. Now, I went to the Bible Belt, which is, I think I actually went to the buckle of the Bible Belt, Gainesville. Not Florida, but Texas, up by Oklahoma. And we did that paranormal case cancer thing. And I didn't know, everybody's like, you might have to tone it down a little bit. Well, don't tell me to do that, because it's going to get a lot worse real quick. So they actually let me be me. And it was definitely good. Now, Dan Guthrie, he's a gentleman that puts these things on, and he does a wonderful job doing it. I'm going to invite him into the show right here. Oh, no, he's not coming. He does a lot of cool stuff, and his things, Frontier Paracon, they get out of hand. But the thing with Dan is he's got so much talent there. It's like almost too much. There's just way too many famous people there. But if you like that, I mean, if you're an actual para horror, that'd be the place to go.
I tell you, when I was in Pensacola for that Paracon, I didn't realize it because I didn't leave the convention area. But my friend Rich and that were outside. There was actually people outside protesting, Bible thumpers. They had signs on and everything. And I was like, no freaking way. I would have loved to try and get my picture with one of them or something. That would have been cool.
Well, there's the thing right there is if you can get people so riled up more people have been killed in the name of God than anything in any war. We know that. I mean, people love their God, and if their God tells them one thing, somebody misinterpreting God's word to tell them how to act. Is that what I'm trying to say? Paranormal conventions get really crazy. We have people trying to light the Wolf Manor on fire these days.
Really?
I mean, it went from just crosses up up on the fence to full-blown fires being lit around the house. I mean, who does that?
Yeah, that's just. Isn't it funny when these people preach peace and all that, and they're out there trying to burn stuff down and attack people? It's like, where's the peace you're talking about here? Does that
Right.
that doesn't say in the Bible to go burn people's houses down and attack people?
It also says in the Bible the man should not lay with another man. So people take that crazy. I mean, people should be able to be whoever they're with. I surround myself with the gay community, and I love them, and they are the full supporters in everything I do. And when I need help, that's who I call, and they will be there like an army in a second. So who am I to say who can't be with who? Who can't be with the person that they? Sam in the chat room is just a whore, he says. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Knops. Now, Knops is the real deal. Now, these guys have the sickest, badass paranormal. I mean, you've seen the paranormal vans, right? With the stickers on them and whatever, and that's really cool. I'm glad. No, these guys get this sick car, and I don't know what it is. It's like an SUV, and it's just like tricked out. Now, if anybody in the West Coast, because they can't travel far because they're not millionaires, you ever need a group to come to like talk to a classroom, or a group to come to do like an event at a school, or a group that wants to just help out people, these guys will show up with hammers and saws to help build a church or fix somebody's roof. That's awesome. Just good. Yeah, the good guys, Jim and all those guys are really fantastic guys.
Were those the guys that were traveling, making little videos, coming to STUCon from Texas?
Okay, right, Fort Worth Paranormal, and in conjunction with somebody else, they'll be here in 2 weeks on the STU. So we're really glad to have them. They actually rode a scooter and a tricycle from Dallas to L.A., to bring me a cup of coffee. It was awesome. And it was like so anticlimactic when they got there. It was just like, okay, here's your coffee, and they left. Really?
That's awesome. I'm trying to keep up with. Now remember, if anybody has questions, you can chime in with me and Scott talking. We will stop, and we will stop for the girl or the lady that said she wants to be a Stu slut. So.
Yeah, you can put anything in there. We don't care.
Yeah, we're very easygoing. We're past 10 o'clock, so I think I'm pretty safe of not having kids in the room. So.
Yes, that's good.
I do know I do have some at the Pensacola thing. I met some families, and they brought their kids out. I actually sold some T-shirts, some of my Paranormal Wavelength shirts, and I tell you what, it was the coolest thing because I saw the people later on. They had an investigation in the evening, and they had guest speakers and guest celebrities you could investigate with them, and somehow I got put on the list to be a guest celebrity. So I was in a group, and another group's going by, and I look, and this lady's got my shirt on, and I'm like, it was just so cool to see because I didn't know her, because some of my friends have shirts, but I know them. Just kind of like you, when you see people wearing Para-Horror shirts that you don't know who they are.
Right.
It's just kind of cool to see something that you made, and someone's wearing it. It's like...
It's weird to see Para-Horror shirts when they don't know who I am. Okay, there's a question. That what do you think about out of body experiences? I've known a lot of people. I know people that do a show. I Survived, I Shouldn't Be Alive. These kind of shows, and Back and Beyond, or Bed Bath and Beyond, whatever it is. So there, I don't think that's what it's called, but it has something to do with the bathtub. There's I think the moment that we leave Earth, I was thrown out of a vehicle at 17 and pronounced dead on the side of the road, covered in a yellow bag. Done. They're on the phone with my parents. Right. I'm dead. I'm a dead kid. I'm laying there, and I can see light coming through the yellow bag. So in other words, I got my eyes open. Okay, I get myself up. I'm on my feet. I walk over. I see the accident. I see everything about it. Okay, I see the guy talking to my parents. Actually, it was my aunt and uncle on the phone. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking. I'm back underneath the yellow plastic, and there's a real warm hand on my head. And then all of a sudden, hey, this one's alive, and I'm out. Okay, so that split second or whatever it was when I was killed that night in that car accident and came back, that out of body experience I always chalked it up as I got my head hit, and I was just, imagining, because I didn't
Yeah.
get up and look at my body. So I think if anybody can actually do that out of body experience, where they can actually lay in bed and astral project, I would love to do that. I would so go to all the free NFL football games. I would go see Alabama win a football game. I'd go to all the strip clubs. I would go, and then I'd come back, and I wouldn't even be in trouble, because I get in trouble for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you get in trouble when you try and walk in naked thinking, I'm invisible. I can see you in the corner. The big hairy man.
The big hairy man in the corner. Yeah, the sensitive stands up and goes, oh my God, there's one without period clothing.
Yeah, really. There's
Yeah.
a naked guy in the corner, and he looks...
I am so comfortable with my body at my age. I really don't care. I'll drop my pants anywhere. It doesn't matter. Somebody asked me about more shows at the Wolf Manor. There's something huge coming to the Wolf Manor. There are live shows coming back this season, Christmas time. We will be doing live Wolf Manor shows. Hopefully Knops will come and be on it, and a few other people. There is something really big happening there. They use it for kind of as a movie set now and television set, so it doesn't really get much of that. But it's kind of fun to meet the people that come and do those shows. I mean, I met Zach. He was at the gate. That's where I first met Zach Bagans and those guys. We were standing out there in the parking lot, and they're standing at the gate of the Wolf Manor, and they're like, "Hey, can we come in?" I'm like, "Yeah. My name's Zach. This is Aaron. Oh, hi. How are you guys doing?" And this is like so many years ago. I mean, this is long time ago. But the people we were with were like, "Oh my God, those are the guys that do the YouTube videos. Those are the Vegas Voltage guys that do the YouTube video. Oh my God, you know who that is?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's the Vegas Ghost guys, right?" Well, I mean, the sweetest man you've ever met, and still that way. I just finished Zach's book, and if you hate Zach Bagans, read the book. If you love Zach Bagans, read the book. If you don't know who he is, read the book. I tell people, they go, "Well, you're his friend." I go, "Well, no, we're friends, but I don't like hang out with him, the occasional text or whatever." He's a very nice man. Well, I think he does this, and I don't like the way he provokes and all that. Get to know him. Meet him. He's the kind of guy that will stop production just to give handshakes of a family that have driven 4 hours just to maybe possibly see him. If kids wander on the set, all right, everybody, hold on a second. Hey guys, what's up, man? Hey, can we get a picture with you? Sure, no problem. Hey, have you ever been in a haunted place? Check this out. Hey, can you get an autograph? Whatever. Okay, let's roll again. When we were on Paranormal Challenge with him, he was taking so much time just to hang out with the people in the neighborhood. I mean, it was just like, wow. I mean, I've met some of those other guys from the other show, and that's the last thing they want to do is meet anybody. I know they're tired, and I know that they're famous and everything, but oh my God, I mean, take the minute to shake a hand or just take a picture with somebody, make their friggin' day,
Yeah, really. I'm not even famous, and I'm a gabber, man. Every time I met people at the convention, I stand there talking with them, and I even signed a lady's shirt. I was so surprised. She goes, "Can you sign my shirt?" I'm like, "Sure." That made my day. I was like thinking in my head, why the hell she want my signature? So she probably later in the, a week later, she probably looking at me like, who the hell is this Bob Saintner guy?
It's cool, man. It's actually, there's a charge you get when you're noticed in Taco Bell or something like
Taco
that.
Bell.
And you're like sitting somewhere and someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, are you the zombie poltergeist guy?" Sure, why not?
Oh, you know what? I was sitting with Scott Tipperman from Ghost Hunters International. We went out to a bar after, a bunch of us, and a couple of the ladies that were at the event asked us, "Hey, we got this bar right here. They're locals. You should come hang out." So we're like, "All right, we'll go hang out there." We're hanging out there, and Scott goes to the restroom. All of a sudden, this guy comes up to us. He goes, "Is that really the guy from Ghost Hunters International?" And we're like, yeah, that's Scott Tipperman. No way. What are you guys? You guys like the producers or something? Scotty Rourke was with me. We just looked at him like, sure.
Yeah.
Hey, you want us to be the producers? What the heck?
I got hit. I was at a stop sign and a train crossing guard, and trains already leave, and a guard, this lady hits me from behind, hits my car, and pops the trunk open on my car, and it's just like, oh my God! She gets out of the car, and starts yelling at me, Look what you did to my car. I'm like, are you okay? My kids are in the back. They're probably dead. Look what you did. I can't believe this. You're going to take my kids to school from now on. You're going to do this. I can't believe what you did, you asshole, and all this screaming at me. I'm like, calm down, lady, calm down. Then the cops show up. I'm like, oh, thank God, right? And they're going, he just backed into us, and I mean, whatever, going all this. Then I go to I look at my trunk of my car because that's where all my paranormal stuff's at, and I'm gathering all this stuff. She goes, well, what's that? And I go, well, it's just paranormal. Oh my God, you're the guy on TV. The way this conversation's already been for the last 45 minutes, I went, yep, that's me. That's me. Yep, every week I'm on TV. I'm the guy. Oh my God, I can't. She's on the phone. Rosa, you're not to believe that. This guy on TV. Oh my God. Now she's her little camera that she used for the accident. She's taking pictures of me and her, me and the accident, the cop, me and the cop, me and the accident, the cop, her. And she's like, I can't believe. Oh my God. So after they're gone, the cop looks at me and goes, are you really on TV? I go, nah.
I'm on the internet.
I'm on the internet. That's the funniest. He goes, that's the most awesome way to get somebody to settle down. I go, she drew first blood.
She was out of whack there. That's funny. Out of whack. Yeah, I actually, like you were saying, when someone recognized you, I actually had one person at the convention. They were looking at my table. Her mother was, and then she walks up and she's looking at it. She goes, hey, I've seen you on the internet at ParanormalWavelengths.com. And I was like, I thought to myself, no shit, really?
It's cool.
That's very cool. It was like, yes, one person.
And that's all that matters, man. We did a thing where I don't can tell you, we were at a convention and there wasn't very many people there, and a lot of money was spent and flying people out and different things. And the other guys were like, I don't even want to do this. There's two people. And I'm like, really? One thing I learned in drama in high school is if you have 1,000 people in the audience, you put on a badass show. If you have one person in the audience, you put on a badass show. Yep. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's one person. You work your ass off to make that one person enjoy whatever you're trying to do, comedy or whatever. It was cool. I sat there and did my bit, my stand-up for two people that had the time of their life. And it was great, man. It's better than bombing. I think bombing in front of two people is a lot better than bombing in front of 1,000 people in the first place. There's something on my nose. I am so sorry to pick my nose on your show.
Sweet.
There's no
Don't flick it on me, though.
No, I won't.
It sticks right to the screen behind me. Oh, you just wiped it on my back. I saw that, man. Yeah. That's when I do my show, I don't really pay attention to how many people are watching or in the chat room. I figure if one person can walk away getting something from my guest, some information, taking it, that's cool. I'm not looking to please the masses. I'm more trying to educate myself and hopefully educate at least one person in the room. Educating tonight, I don't know what we're educating people in, but hopefully someone will go away with something, right?
If somebody asked me if I had any advice for investigators, new or old, it's be careful of the damage you're doing out there. 99%. I'm going big on this. I'm saying 99 of the groups out there do residences. Our group, Verify, does not do residences. We won't. We're not set up for it. Be careful. Be very careful of the D word. Be very careful of what you say around children. Protect yourself as well as them. People are getting damaged and hurt every day, every weekend from these warriors that go out there. Be very, very gentle with people. Get yourself a psychologist on your team. Get you somebody on your team, a liaison, that has to say, stop. Just stop what you guys are doing and back up. Team meeting, front yard, right now. I've been out in investigations where a guy goes, he's standing there, and there's two twin daughters, okay, of the guy. One of them is scared to death, and the other one plays with this entity. Regardless, okay, there's kids standing there. This guy goes, we're definitely picking up a demonic spirit in the children's room. Are you fucking kidding me, brother? Did you really just say that
in front of
these kids? They're both sleeping with their dad. They both will not go in their room anymore. The damage that they caused it's almost irreversible.
Yeah. Once the kids at a young age like that, like my kids, they'll ask me about stuff that my investigation, but I don't ever really give them detail if stuff happened, someone getting scratched or something, because I don't want to freak them out. And I was talking about that earlier. People are losing the human factor of investigating. They're making it seem almost like they're on like a freaking hunt, like you're hunting an animal. And that's the one thing, that's a policy. Like when I do residentials, I just do them to try and help people. And Pam, that's on my team, she actually counsels kids with special gifts. She counsels them and their family, helps them.
There you go.
And
there you go.
And she's awesome. When we go into a house and the parents are telling us, oh, we think our kid's gifted, we don't go in there saying, oh, this and that. We don't ask her, are you seeing like something with red eyes? You don't ever describe what you think it might look like. You let them tell you what they're seeing. Because once you start saying stuff, then you put the thought in their head. Like you were talking about earlier, when someone makes a comment, once someone puts that thought in your head, like, oh, people puke in this next room, you're going to get one person out of that group when they walk in there, oh, I feel sick to my stomach. Because you put it in their head.
I was the best paranormal tour guide ever. I could make people throw up, feel things, and all this. Am I faking stuff? No, I'm a tour guide during Halloween. That's what I'm doing.
Yep.
You can pick the 3 tours: history tour, sensitive tour, or the one that's going to scare the shit out of you. And that was me. Okay, all for fun, right? It's Halloween time. Power suggestion's huge, okay? Whether you want to do it or not. So many groups out there, Bob, by just going into someone's house and saying, shows a sign of your presence, you may have invited something. You're a fucking Ouija board now, okay? You're opening shit that you can't possibly close. If a group could definitely assign somebody to, hi Rosa, assign somebody to say, stop, you're doing too much.
Yep.
I can't even emphasize it enough. People come to me and say, well, we had this group come to our house, and they said there was a demon there. What do you think? And I said, well, I think you need to not have groups come to your house. Definitely. We told Cash, that's my son, his name's Cash, from age 3 all the way up now, Daddy's an actor, Mommy's an actor. We're like the people on TV. There's no such things as ghosts. And I don't really give a shit in the chat room or anybody hears me say, it's all what I told my kid, because it's my kid, I'm going to raise him any way I want. We had to tell him, even though we're really into the paranormal, we're studying stuff, making mistakes. I've made the worst, Bob. I've done the worst things and learned from my mistakes by being told, you're an asshole, stop provoking, or whatever you're doing. I've done. There's a woman in the chat room right now, and I'm gonna say her name, Catherine Wilson, who is one of the most amazing liaisons between human and entity that's out there, and anybody would be blessed to have her in their group. It takes somebody to grab you by the shoulders and go, listen, you're doing damage. You're wrecking people's lives for your benefit. Because on Wednesday nights, not bagging the TV shows, because I love good entertainment, these people are telling, it's okay to do this. Now, if you look at a lot of those shows, they don't go to residences anymore.
No, they don't.
They don't. And there's a reason for that. There's so much crap going on from Bob's and Scott's and Catherine's and going-ons out there that we don't even know what we're doing, Bob. Bob, we have no idea how kind we are doing, but we still don't know what we're opening up and how kind of. Well, I'm moving like a lot on your show, aren't I? We don't know what kind of we're not. I'm so strong about this issue. I'm just going to keep doing this. That we don't really know what we're doing. It's something that we really need to take serious. I love conventions. I love events. I love videos. I love evidence. I love orbs. I love all of it. I love all of it because it's something that really is an interest to me. I loved 4-H when I was into it. I loved scouting when I was into it. I love my job. I was an Xbox frickin' murderer on Call of Duty. I mean, I love that. I take things to an extreme and I utilize them in my life and make them huge. I love the paranormal. The thing I don't like to see is people hurting people. Bob, you're the kind of guy that gives people change on the side of the road. You're driving home and you haven't eaten all your lunch, and your wife will probably kill you if you don't eat it all. So you hand the sandwich out the window to the homeless guy. You don't throw it in the trash. You give it to somebody that might need it. I know you kind of guy you are. Okay, we're all kind. We're good-natured people. What's on the other side, we don't know. Okay, and if we go in there and they say, well, I was only being an asshole because it's a demon. Really? you really want to go there and say you're just protecting the family by making it worse? So we had a bully in my neighborhood when I was growing up named Granger Martin. Been shot like 5 times, beat everybody up, and our dads, okay? He was a badass dude, right? He got really religious, and he became a minister. His life of destroying people's lives, we were afraid. The whole parks would clear. Amusement parks would empty when Granger Martin came around because he was such a horrible, horrible man. He's spending his life, and he's still alive, I think. Father Martin is still doing what he's doing, and he told me he can't possibly touch the lives of the people that he has damaged for so long because he had hurt so many people. I mean, he broke people's arms. He was a bad man. He was a bad guy. We don't have to be the Granger Martin on the other side. I mean, we don't have to be douchebags. We don't have to be rude, you know. I'd say if anybody's out there and they got a group that does residences, be careful what you're doing there. It's like going to somebody's house and breaking all the kids' toys. It's not acceptable.
Yeah. And you know what a lady put on Facebook, I can't remember what her name is, but she said demonology in that is almost becoming like a fashion trend right now. Everyone's getting into it. And I have to admit, my friend Rich, he's a demonologist, but he's been doing it for like 20 years.
Right.
And he actually works for John Zaffis.
Okay.
And helps him out. And all he does is go in to check if someone's saying it's a violent haunting and stuff like that. But he don't go in there, like you said. That's a policy of mine. If we're in a residential, I say if anything happens, even if it freaks you out, don't say anything if the people, the occupants, the owners are there with their kids or whatever. I go, if something happens, just say, hey, Bob, I got to get a breather outside. Can you come outside with me? Tell me then. Because like you said, you can't just be running around just blurting out, holy crap, I think I just saw a shadow looked like a demon shape or something. And the owner's right there. Holy crap, they'll be packing their bags and leaving. And
when we get into something that we really like, okay, let's play, Bob, you and I build muscle cars. And we built this really cool Camaro. And it goes 140 miles an hour, okay? It's not good enough. We build another one. We build a CUDA that goes 220 miles an hour. Now we're cooking, right? It's not fast enough. Now we build another car that goes 400 miles an hour because it's not good enough. Same goes with the paranormal investigator. Okay, I'm done looking for ghosts. I've got a Ustream site. I'm popular. People like me. I'm getting my face out there because God knows demons don't like people that get this. Demons probably feed on, put me on TV, make me stronger. See, when I start, I go like that, I get closer to the camera like I'm pressing my point. But the fact is, it's not good just chasing ghosts, and now you're going to chase demons. Chase fucking cars, all right? Do something else with your life.
You know what's funny? I don't even think of like I'm chasing a ghost. When I go in the locations, like residentials, my main thing is trying to debunk things to try and help the family. Because I've been in residentials where I walk out of there, I do the evidence review, and I come back and I tell them, this is not paranormal. This was happening when your air conditioning pops on. That door will rattle. That's why it sounds like someone's trying to break in your house. And some people, I had people long years ago tell me, we did a residential, and I felt bad for this lady because everything was paranormal in their house. They had the whole family there, the aunt, the grandmother, the mom, everybody was there when I showed up. And they're this and that. Oh my God, they're showing me a picture of a shampoo bottle laying on the floor. And I'm like, what am I looking at? Well, we walked out of the room. When we came back in, it was laying on the floor. And I'm like, okay. They took me outside and showed me holes dug in the yard. There's a shovel there. And it's like, okay. Their dogs got out. Something let them out. And it's just like, it was like a hysteria. And we were able to debunk a lot of things. And these people that were investigating with me, they said, well, this was a waste of a night. And I'll tell everyone out there, if you can go into residential and debunk things and put these people's mind at ease, saying, listen, you're watching too many paranormal programs. This stuff isn't paranormal. It's just natural stuff. And they feel at ease with themselves then. I think that's just as cool as finding real paranormal evidence, you know?
It is. Damage control is one of the main things about paranormal investigation. Get a good contractor on your team. Get a good contractor on your team that may know heating, air conditioning, that may know why plumbing does this kind of stuff. The unfortunate thing is a lot of people that call up paranormal groups are fans of the TV shows.
Yeah.
They want you to tell them there's a ghost in there. And then when you don't, it's like, They're wrong. That's the worst paranormal group ever. They didn't catch the lady in white.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? There's so many ladies in white. They should have a union. The union, the ladies in white 105.
Yeah, really.
South Florida. I mean, there's so many people. Tell Tom. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Tom's friend. It's incredible. So this fad in 1972, the paranormal was huge. My mother was into it. My father was letting her be into it. And that's when I was very young. I was 10 at the time, and got into. And my mom, because I'm a twin, my mom would always say, well, you and your sister have special powers and all that. Well, we know. I mean, we know we have some kind of connection.
Were you the Wonder Twins?
I'm a twin, yeah.
No, the Wonder Twins.
Yeah, we're the Wonder Twins. Activate. You have to do the arm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, activate, Bob. So, and so the paranormal is so misinterpreted and misunderstood, and it's such a hobby. Everybody and their fat little brother has a paranormal group now. And so, being as it may, you can go to, there's Joe and Rebecca Mendoza do a really cool meetup in LA. Other groups do these really cool meetups where they teach people right from wrong. If you don't think it's paranormal, there's no really reason. Is there really a reason for you to be there in the first place? And I love hearing that. And be careful what you do. If I could tell everybody to stay away from residences, I would, because you never know what you. There was a group in Virginia. I don't know. They were called out to do an investigation. They were robbed for all their equipment. Are you kidding me? They pulled a gun on them, took their van, took all their cameras and everything. And yeah, so protect yourself, not just spiritually, but also figure out what you're doing. I would go to meetups like Joe and Rebecca has, or I would go to haunted events or locations. I know they're really booked with like hundreds of people crammed together doing investigation stuff. You're not really there to gather evidence. Have fun with it. You're there to network.
Yeah, that's what I always say on here. Network, man. Talk to people. If you don't talk to people, how do you know if you're doing something, wrong?
Ask.
Yeah, ask the questions. I'm always asking questions. I don't care. Some people have too much pride, like, well, I've been doing this for 3 years or 4 years. I don't need to really be putting myself down and asking you a question. I've had people that on my team will be out and they just started and they'll ask me a question. Well, why don't we do it this way? And I'll be like, you know what? I didn't think about it that way. Okay, let's try it. It's always good to get someone else's view. And I don't know. I'm easygoing too.
The best teachers remain teachable. My college professor had a professor. My AA sponsor has a sponsor. When I'm at work and I've been doing my job for decades, and I'm really good at what I do. Oh my God! If I didn't ask questions, how many people would be without telephones in my area? A lot. I have to ask questions. I've called my boss and say, hey, my thing's not working. He goes, well, did you turn it to the right? Oh, okay. Because my boss knows how I am. I will call. There is no stupid thing. There's no stupid question.
Yep.
The ones that remain unanswered are questions. And that goes with your relationships, too, with the dead or your wife or whatever. We're all on this learning curve called life. You can't know the answers. God forbid you think you do.
Yeah, it's like it's the paranormal. It's all about theories and different methods and experimenting, and it changes year to year so drastically. That's why it kills me when people say, well, I'm an expert. How can you really be an expert in a field that changes year to year? You can be a professional if you've been doing it for a while at something, but how can you really be an expert in maybe with tech stuff, but I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I think the only experts in our field are the technicians. There are people that have created millimeters, and of course, Mark and Debbie Constantino. There's people that the reason that they are considered experts is because they practice it every day. They practice this every day. They practice their craft or their talent, and they become better. And they become better, and they become better. They're turned to, and they're paid for, and they're turned to for advice. The beauty of Mark and Debbie Constantino is they are real people. To see them talk, they fight on stage like husband and wives do, and it's just awesome because you go, oh my God, they're totally arguing, and they're like real people. But afterwards, when you can sit and talk to them, you say, you know what, my equipment, I do it this way, and I hold it in my hand, and my husband doesn't like me holding it in my hand, he likes to set it on, whatever your question is, they'll go, okay, check this out, blah, 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 blah. They'll give you resources. So anybody that I consider an expert would have resources or help for you. People that write books. I love people in the paranormal that write books. I read them all. I've read everything out there. From Marco Santucci's Rag, which is awesome, Get It, Paranormal Noise, one of the top 10 books, to Zach Bagans' new book, Dark World, to a lot of people. And I read these books, and it's like I go, oh my God, I never thought that I could actually put my penis inside a ghost. How awesome is that? So I'll learn from textbooks. There's a girl named Psychic Tiffany Johnson. They wrote a book. I don't remember. I wish I knew what it was. Something your psychic abilities. And I read the book, and I was like, there was one thing that wasn't in there. It was about diet, and I know that diet's a big thing with sensitives. So I contacted her via Facebook or Twitter. I don't remember how we ended up talking, and I said, it wasn't in the book, but I want to ask you about diet. She told me, oh, no, yeah, absolutely. I don't know why it's in there. These kind of foods, these kind of things. That's expert banter. That's stuff that I'm learning from. I'm getting information from somebody that tells me that if I want to build my psychic abilities, that possibly I would stay away from angel food cake. I don't know, whatever.
Angel food cake.
Devil's food cake. If I don't want a demon in my house, I'll stay away from the word devil, even if it's in food. John Zaffis is an amazing man. He's comical, and he's wonderful, and he's a beautiful man. And he has a way, when people come up to him and they show him an orb, and they say something like, this is an orb, or what is this? He'll go, absolutely. Because John is very lighthearted and sweet. That people show me, I had a woman come up to me and say, my grandmother's at her house, and we love her so much, and here's a picture of her with my daughter, and it's obviously a bug or a dust. I'm not going to be the guy to go, yeah, your grandma's a bug. I mean, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to go, oh my God, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I had people at the Pensacola thing, they showed me an orb picture, and she's by a tree standing out by a tree, and you see it's all dirt around her, and she goes, look at all these beautiful spirits that were surrounding me, and I was like, oh, that must have been a nice moment, I didn't want to be the person to be like, lady, it's just you kicked up the dirt. That's why there's so many spirits. It's just, I don't know, it's just my nature. If she's not doing harm to anybody, it's just her. Why do you have to, cut them down? But hey, it's almost 11 o'clock, man. We've been rolling here.
We got to roll. But if you want orbs, bang two cushions together.
Hey, is there anything you want to plug before I let you go?
I'm not doing anything. No, nothing going on. So don't watch the STU. If you're watching this show for any other reason than just to enjoy Bob's beautiful face, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And love each other, and keep pumping out those videos and stuff, and keep your evidence to yourself if you don't want to be ridiculed. If you do to go to somebody's and somebody does come to you and they have an orb picture and they really want advice, tell them to bang cushions together, do some things, get some, show them but be kind out there. And if you're in a group that does homes, get some resources for the folks. Be kind at what you do. Be smart at what you do. Have a person in the group that can pull your strings and tell you you're doing something wrong. Whatever you do, don't have a leader in your group. And there's a lot of things you can do. Stay out of haunted houses. Don't break into houses. Don't break into places you don't want to be. Check to go there during the day before you go there at night. And that's about it.
That was awesome, man. It's always, it doesn't seem like it's been a year since you were on here. You were on last September. I can't believe it's been over a year, so I'll have to get you on again sooner.
Yeah, I didn't have gray hair back then, so maybe after I shoot this movie thing up in the mountains, maybe you'll see. They're gonna let me shave my beard off and dye my hair back.
Dye your hair back?
I'm sick of being the old guy in the movie.
The old crazy man in the cabin.
Old crazy sucker. That's me.
Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time out, coming out, talking, just having a good time, and actually, at the end here, giving an awesome message. I got people, well, you can see in the chat room, agreeing with you, and it's an awesome message. Just be positive, man, when you're out there. And remember, if you do residentials, be respectful to people living there, because I've gone to so many different places where people are ready to move out, and he's got the duck ready. So yeah. I hope someone walks away with the awesome advice that Scott gave us, and definitely check out the STU on Friday nights. 11 p.m. Eastern time, right?
Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
At 11 p.m. Eastern time, and check my Facebook out. I always post it on there when they're having a show. So I thank you for coming on tonight, Scott, and taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anytime, bro.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, maybe next year I'll try and get over to California and we can hang out.
I'll pay your way.
Really?
Well, on the show, I'll say anything.
Oh, that makes you look
I'll
good
pay
though.
your way. You got to pay your way back because I want to keep you. Keep you all to myself. Me, you, and the duck.
And I promise you, I won't stalk you. I don't live close enough. That's why you're offering. You know, like you can send me back home.
And I promise I won't hit on your female team members because that's what I do these days. They say.
Oh yeah, in the video.
Yeah.
So all right, well you have a good night, Scott, and I'll be talking to you. Thank you for coming on.
Peace, love, Ruby Colors.
All right, good night.
Night.
Wall.